Hello everybody. This evening we're gonna going back here the match between our rising star in Vietnam, and here we have the consistent represent Pakistan in international Q sports event, Amr Ali. And it's really starts here with the Amr Ali break, and there is update about the breakthroughs. It could be change the flow of the game, and instead of without 3 ball rules, and now officially applied for the 3 ball rules in the break, and the game could be hard to follow. It's just the open beginning for the rising star from Vietnam. The run up for Hanoi Junior Open 2025, and now he's representing here for the young generation of Vietnam pool player, the next talented generation. He made the three perfectly in the corner pocket. In this angle, I think it could be the best angle to get in position for the 5. But they're gonna don't want to make it too straight here. Just with an enough angle for the 5, and then play it back into the center of the table as he points. It's perfect for Vietnamese young talented here. I'm sorry for the some missing information here. Like Amr Ali he's a non-elite player from Iraq, and who is currently representing for his country here in 2026 Asian Pool Championship. And this young boy is having a finish for the Bumblebee in the right corner pocket here. A perfect begin for Vietnam here on the TV table. It's just a dry break, and then you're gonna pay it off for a totally clear the table. And now we are waiting for his breaks. He's having the break from the other side. And he made it just, I think, like best way in his ability. I think this he can thinking about a carom into the pink and then send one ball back to the other side pocket here. That's perfect position. Yes or no here? Well, it's I think it's a little bit too much for him as this one. It's just a little bit over the side pocket, and now you're gonna go for the corner pocket here to kind of follow through to keep the cue ball not scratch into the corner pocket. Wow, he go for it, but he just overcut it a little, and a one ball bounce back to a position. Ali could have a very thin card here. The cue ball gonna go back to the center of the table, open the angle for the two, but it seemed like he cannot see the one, and he made it a safety here. We're gonna go for the safety battle of experience and the young fella's nerves. Perfect for two. And the table is now just wide open for Ali. I think he could play a follow through one rail to get in position for the three, to make a draw back a little bit into the center of the table to make the angle, or he go for even 2 rails. What's the different point of view from the professional player here? Ali has gained significant attention on global stage rather than a regional player. We could see he is an elite competitor who has consistently changed some of the biggest names in the sport for years. Wow. Here, the most talented Vietnamese player in Zhang generation in the current professional research of experience, former most talented Middle Eastern player. And as we know, Ali, he also made impressive deep runs in major events like the WPA World Pool Championship, including a notable run in 2025, which has finally brought his talent to the world audience. Wow, you just take a golden break here. Unbelievable for that this. Wow, Nguyễn Tiến Trung, widely known by his nickname, he's the one of most exciting young talents emerging in the Vietnamese professional pool scene. And this year's with the unbelievable journey in his national tournament. And now he's representing his name in this main stage. For only not just junior, but he also take part in 9 ball and 10 ball for men. And lots of fun is expect you're gonna have chance to keep playing, gain experience, preparing for this career in the future. Kind of the new wave from Vietnam billiard. We would say it's a generation of Gen Z players. He's just like redefining the sport with fearlessness and high level technical skills. Also, he could show absolutely a new wave with his high energy and aggressive approach instead of the slow pace style of some veteran player in old generation of Vietnam. Perfect jump and draw back the cue ball from the Rising Star. It could not be better for him at the moment. This could not the better chance for the Rising Star here, focusing on international standard tournament training and more attacking mindset when you have chance to play in this kind of tournament. And now he's go for the 5 into the 6. He seemed like finding the angle and a little bit high left spin to create the angle for the 6 here. Well, it dead straight here or not. I think it's a dead straight and you need to draw back. Well, as he pointed, the cue ball is at the position. He's calculating a little bit the ability and the risk it's gonna take to make the position from the 7 to the 8. And after his race highlights the shift in the domestic scene. Oh, he just cannot feel on that 8 ball. What a dramatic for Nguyễn Tiến Trung. It's too much for it. He just overcut it into the long rail jaw. And every mistake here need to pay off right in the second. It's not the game for that mistake, but he have time, and that's the big lesson for him. To play better in the future. We need to encourage that young talented focus more on playing this level of the tournament. You know, sometimes like the fast pace and possesses high technical sailing also make some unforced errors. And of course, in this level, your opponent gonna not forgive for any costly shot. He could play with his fearlessness and high tempo. That's the way he could thrive on excitement and creates the wow factors for the audience here. Alice on the break. Well, he made it with a 3-ball here. And it totally open. I think he's gonna play a drawback to rail to see the 2 in the side pocket here. Oh wow, but it's just too much. Now it just played in the corner. I don't think like he intended to plan this shot in this way. He's facing a pretty thin cut shot here, but it's just too close to be missed. And I think he's gonna play 2 rail here. Wow, it's just a little bit over and over again for his stroke. I think he need to take a little bit more effort to quickly adapt to this table. Also with a smoothly quality from Andy Close. Just like overcut it. But I think it's just too straight. Hit a dead straight here. Wow, he made it. Tilting a little bit to the right of the pocket and open the angle for the 7. What I found fascinating contrast here. He's just having the raw energy and fearless offensive approach. What a shot. You're gonna put the immense pressure on the veteran. You just close the gap after costly mistake from Amr Ali. What an awful cut short for him into the orange 5. It's better of poor tactical precision in versus the raw and unbridled ambition. And we are watching T Con, one of the best player in Vietnam right now. He just like do the commentator. We're going back to this young kid break. He made the one, and with 2 ball, back to the string. I think it's an open table here, and he could thinking about the way, focusing on pocketing the 2, and then everything is just open. Wow, look at that. A poor precision from this young player. Wow. He played it with just not enough side spin, I think. But there's still just a perfect drawback. Play the 5 in the same pocket. He made it, I think, like just not enough angle for the 6. If he could play 2 ball, I mean like 2 rail, it's a little bit made it good here. And still 7. You need to watch it. carefully on that side because you know the outside it would always a little bit more difficult and for the ball, but I believe he can make it perfect. We don't want to miss any other 8 ball. Bounce back here. And there is the spark from Trung. He refuses to be dismantled. And playing with such aggressive tempo that he forced Ali out of his comfort zone, level the score to 3-3, making the tough shots, getting the crowd behind him. That exactly what the youngster needs. Turn this into a street fight, make it ugly and drag the master into a rhythm he doesn't want. I think like he needs to play a little bit thinner if you want to pocket the wing ball into the corner pocket. We can see every ball is not just not get in the right line. Well, I know there's a reason why the top pros avoid drawing him in the brackets, but he's the youngster. He doesn't know his name. He just like every shot is a calculated move toward victory. It's not a show, emotion. He's where to show efficiency. We are watching a textbook here. In this dead heat, both players are clearing tables with terrifying efficiency here. I think it's a high standard match that they adjust some points under the pressure on a TV table here. We could see some rare uncharacteristic mistake, but totally in a general there's zero margin for error right now, and Ali is on the table finding his rhythm. Ali just showing with the precision of a surgeon. Well, every shot it just plays exactly where it needs to be. And we're gonna waiting for the other side. Nguyễn Tiến Trung from Vietnam. Well, he's having a good break here, but there's no the third ball across the string, and it's open for Ali here to widen the gap. He's finding his rhythm, as we can see, with just a little bit lucky here. Cat to three and made the perfect angle. But I think he just get on the momentum when he can play a soft with a fully side spin on the two. He's just calculating the angle for the fine, because I think like you don't want to make it a dead straight. The sig is right in the side pocket, but it's just on the upper side that he need to make the cue ball bounce back to that side to make the six look easier. He's calculating for the angle from the 7 to the 8. He just not pointing as habit, but he just look at the table and see what he needs. Just a dead straight here to finish the rack and work in the gap to 5-3 and shift the pressure on a young player here. Tungnam is showing the world exactly why he's the star of the new generation. But he needs to focus more on his break if he wants to make it better in the coming rack, because he's having a, I think, like good fundamental with the fairless. He's clinical and he's matching armor rack for rack. Made the 7, but the 1 is not open here. He tried to make it a dead straight here into the yellow with push out. Tungnam could accept the table as it is. Now he passed it by to armor. He just there on the short clock. I'm gonna take time to analyze a little bit and calculating for risky that it would take if he decide to make this jump short. It could be a turning point here. He seemed to feel comfortable with that, but it didn't make it. Wow, unlucky for the young talented player from Vietnam. I think it kind of cannot see the one at the moment. Wow, what a shot here. A perfect bank shot. Kick, but not to stick. Kick and tuck under the black. What a shot from the Junam. Sometimes it's a real test for you to showing who you are under the pressure and the clinical precision from opponent. You need to take chance showing your skills and ability to faced with the pressure. Put it under you, not under the pressure. Now he's having chance. Ali has pounced like a shark. But here, with a good safety shot, I think like he's finding his rhythm and confidence to keep playing this perfect rhythm and fearless. He absolutely want to close the gap and not just play just to chase. He play to lead. The question now, can the young firecracker stay cool under the weight of this deficit? He's facing to the pink. And he's gonna play it for the corner pocket here with a follow through and open the angle for the set. Uh-oh. He just caught the jar here and just dropped the pink right in front of the corner pocket here. Look at that. Wow. I think he needs to play a little bit speed. The cue ball could go too rail and bouncing back right in the corner of the side pocket. I always dislike the soft cut shot because it looked unsafe and it showed no confidence and got the nerves after the shot making. Well, Ali, his methodical play continued to choke him out, to commanding the gap to 6-3, and we're gonna go to timeout. He positively asked for a timeout. I think we're gonna take time talking with his coach at the moment to find his back, the momentum and his rhythm. Dạ vâng, nhưng mà anh ấy phải dùng từ chính hết. Bình thường anh không chơi, em không chơi. Tại vì nhiều khi nó cái đó nó hơi nặng hơn ấy, nó không cân như vậy. Với cả là những cái VIE trong người ấy, người ta thi đấu cái gì người ta phải tập cái đấy, không được chuyển được vì nó cảm giác khác. Okay, after timeout, we're coming back here with this young talented player having chance here to have a break and run. He's carefully calculating the angle. I think he's gonna take a one rail, follow through, and then bounce back the cue ball, striking right in the right angle for the 5. Well, let's see. Let's see the angle he's having here. I think if he just play a little bit to the right, he needs to make a sensitive carom here to the 9, and he don't want to make it too thick because it's gonna put the wrong angle here, and if he just cannot good force into the cue ball, it gonna make the 9 right stick on the line of the 7, and he choose another way. He don't want to take risk when he still have another perfect choice here, just to follow it up. This is the heartbeat of a fighter. Perfect from Chung to claw one back. And the score is now 4-6. You can feel the arena in the energy shift. Just when it looks like Armin might run away with his match. And a young star steps up and delivers a clinical performance. He's back in the hunt. Now Ali turns on his break here. I think he's gonna totally focus on this. He don't want a time match with a close gap. He just want to widen it. But here we have. He didn't make it at his expectation. I think it's just changed to this breaks box style, and it's work not so well for him at the moment. They still have like 2 racks. Wow, not good for this. He absolutely don't want that accident. Ali know he cannot afford any more loose break. But you know, sometimes the table is like a minefield. You just try to play with a poor shot, but there's always the accident in the cube path. And I think he made a fall here. The bone hand or not. We need to check it with the slow motion camera. I don't think it's a foul shot, but we could see it's kind of like, yeah, it's past its by, and we're gonna focus back at the moment here. Back on Ali safety short in the way. Chungnam facing it and find a way. Bounce it back. Wow, it's not good for this kid. It's just an open shot here. And I think he's gonna play it a stun shot, but not too low tips, or he's gonna draw it back. Check it. Wow, not good for Ali here. I think he could thinking about like, but it seems like just too straight to make a stun. It doesn't work. Oh, Bonehand. Time for young men. For the hunt. This moment is oscillating, and Jungnam had just grabbed his share bet with a bone hand. Best way to settle and make it best. I believe we're gonna take this chance perfectly to close the gap for only one rank and stay strong in last final ranks here for the coming back, securing a win into the winner bracket. I love watching this playing. I think he didn't just win the rank. He earned the rank. It seems like he wants to bounce the cube back to play the 8 in the left pocket, and yeah, he made it perfectly. He can go for a follow up a little bit and then play the bumblebee into the side pocket here. It could have been a choice. He don't want to make it too complicated. We have a faster pace. It's perfect for this talented player. It's a thin cut shot here. If you want to draw it back, I think you need to play with a perfect accurate with lots of, like right and low side spin to make it enough angle back to the 3. And I think if it can make it with the carbon fiber, it would not be too difficult here for that kind of shot. He just prepare for break and run here, but I think it's just a little bit too much for the perfect angle to just play a stun shot into the 5, and now it's just a little bit further as he expect. It's a little bit far, but the 5 is just pretty close to this corner pocket, and I think he needs to take more time working on it. He will need to call extension. There is always time to recalculate and recover it. This is 5-6, and I wish he can make it perfectly here. What a shot. The gap is just too close, and the pressure had just skyrocketed for Ahmed Ali. Chungi is riding a wave of momentum right now. He didn't force the issue. He just waited. He watches, and when Ali gave him an inch, he took a smile and took a mile. That unforced arrow from Ali break, he needed to pay it off for 3 rack ahead. He's usually still rock solid. Ali is get frustrated in his break, and now the score is 6-6. He made it or not. He made it 2 ball, but it's just not enough for a break and run. You can accept the table. Goes for safety here. And they need to have a short discuss about who's gonna make the push out shot after an illegal break. Well, it's open for Ali, I think. But the three is just in a position of around 4 balls. Seem to have no way to play position for the three. Made it, play it back under here. Perfectly positioned for a three. And from that, you can choose to directly pocketing on the side pocket or just positively play a safety. Of course, he doesn't want to have his opponent on the table. Why he have chance? He don't want to make any unforced euro. You know, like even the most calculated and experienced player still feel the heart. Uh-oh, he made the 9. What a shot from Armour. I believe it. He just missed the pink, but he grabbed the bumblebee on the side pocket here. It could be like unexpected attackman. It could be pressure and you can feel the heat when you don't have a good break. While the young challenger is breathing down the neck. Frown is on the feet. Seven, 6 for Ali. Only 1 point to get in the hill, but the Tunam is breaking, and of course he wanna find opportunities. But this break is just a dry break here. Not good for him at this clutch moment. Ali is on the table taking its turn. He absolutely want to capitalize. This dry break as he did. But he need to make it look for the perfect angle here for the 3. And thinking also mapping away for the 4. Wow. He just overcut it. Look uneasy for young player from Vietnam. You just have a chance here to make a stun short. Work perfect for Ali. The veteran answered the call just when it looked like the momentum had completely shifted to the young star. Ali showed exactly why he's nightmare to play against. Well, now it is in this mind field, and he just finding the way to get in position for the 5. It's just like that straight here. Wow, wow, what a shot! You just make it for perfect shape here for the combination. You just look on the short clock, calculating his time here. I think what was a masterclass in compose problem solving under fire. And finally made it. Cannot believe it, like he just made a 3-9. One golden break, one Icaro. Now another form, a combination. He's controlled it and took the temperature of the table. Slowed down his rhythm and forced that young to wait. Now he put the pressure right back on the challenger's shoulders. Jungnam was knocking on the door to tie this match, but Ali just slammed it shut for the moment. He didn't want to make a dry break, and this rack we could see. Well, he made it just too much here. Not just enough 3 ball. I think he put more force on that break. But the one is still cannot make it directly. And I think he's gonna play for a combination. He don't want to wait. And what a shot here. The perfect combination for Ali. He know what he's doing. And just find the right moment for the perfect break. And close the match. He just eye closed. And seems like he's playing in his backyard. Not in the middle of high pressure championship here. In the TV table atmosphere is the world of difference. It's one rack lead for the win. And I think that youngster needs to find his chance in the loser side. With experience, I don't think like I'm a make any mistake on this situation. Yeah, he's taking his time, finding the best angle for the 7. That could not be better here. He can make this a straight drawback or even a stun shot to play 9 ball into the left corner pocket. Here it's well, it's a little bit too much here for Armour, but I think it's in his control. And congratulations, Ali, securing a win to win a bracket, and the young talented player from Vietnam represent for a young and new generation will take a chance, another chance, find his opportunity back in the loser side. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna see you back in this table 2 TV table. The match, we're gonna meet him again, Asian Pool Championship in 10 ball, Ko Ping Trung. And our Vietnamese racing star. See you then. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to give us a subscribe. We are back here. The match in the 9-ball section. And we're gonna go back to Ke. Wow, how to spell this name? Ke. Our 2026 Asian pool champion for 10-ball, and he is back for the road to make his dual titles for the 7th. You're gonna need to make the way to play the pink on the left corner pocket here to make the 7 after direct way. Wow, what a shot from Ke. He's just calculating the angle for the 5 because he need to make it perfect when the 7 is just locked in a line with the 8 and the 5 is always so close to the bumblebee, and he wanted this angle to just one rail, directly draw it back one rail to the long rail and open the best perfect angle for the 7. Wow, it's too much here for Ke. He don't want this. He wanna open bridge, and everything could be a disaster with this kind of bridge, but it just made it perfectly, sending the cube back right behind the 8. Ke, two-time World 10-ball champion, and now is like a obvious champion for the Asian Open here. I'm sorry, or Asian Pool Championship this year. Open a new page in his career. He just made it perfect for the first strike, and it's very important to not get frustrated in the very early beginning of the match. And then on the side, the rising star from Vietnam, who played for the stage 1, qualified it, and wrote his name into the second stage. He also hungry for the best performance. And in 10-ball, he just defeated Ke, the big Ko. Now in 9-ball, he's facing our 10-ball champion, Ke. That's not good for him. He just made the one, and the cube looks perfect. But then he can't make it with a 3-ball bruise in the break. And now Xuan is in his own pace, mapping out the table here. His cube control is just world class. It's always like come to when at the point that he want, not just the line or the yawn, but the point that they expect to track the cube in. Xuan is like playing like a game with his full confidence. This is the man playing the game as if he writing a textbook. Every stroke is just measures, every position is perfect. And on the other side, we're having the raising star from Vietnam. And that's why we use the word the draw, because her picture is just like he's painting with the cue ball. There's no place for the magic when the opponent is the logic, and he's busy dissecting the match with his own logic here. He's just showing the masterpiece on the table. Ping Chung on his break. Well, he still made it for the one, but look at the two ball here. Just a little bit more. Well, he made it too much for the three. Well, I think like he doesn't want the three ball go out too much like that. And he decided to go cut short for it. Look at the cue ball here. Wow, he just locked himself right behind the 9. Ping Chung would take a chance to play his safety here. Wow, what a shot here. Not as perfect as he wants. I think he wants to play with a little bit more side spin to track the cue ball right behind the 8. It's a safety battle here, but in 9 balls, sometimes it could be more difficult if you want to play this safety because there's not much mountain that you can hide. No place to tuck the cue ball in. Wow. Good ping chung. Just take it an overcut there. Wow, he didn't go for it. Well, the bumblebees always, he seemed to hate that Vietnamese guy and always he's conquering not just the club ping chung, he's playing with the bumblebee here with two situations. 3-0 für Pinchung. It seemed too easy for him this moment. Four. Well, it's still not a legal break from the racing star from Vietnam. He still made the wing ball, but there's just not enough for the one. Well, he immediately take a chance to break and positively play a safety shot here. Always the way. We can learn the way he just like tried to play safety all the time. He tried to put his opponent into the two-way of the two short rails. And this is still, I think he's gonna make it a thin cut short here. Wow, he made it just overcut it. We could see is capitalize the unforced arrow from the champion here. The Raging Star is taking a chance on the table. I think he need to focus on finding his rhythm, get the momentum back. Because the break is fair enough for both players so far. We just undercut it. And cupping Chung is always like an eagle eyes to look at his chance to play it safety back and look at that cue ball control. It just always looks perfect in the way he plays safety. The safety battles that he put a lot of difficulties into his opponent struggling on his safety shot. We could see this game high risk, but it seemed like the Vietnamese guy didn't get into a rhythm. The coping Chung brand name could put his opponent into the pressure even when he didn't play yet. And we could see like uncharacteristic mistake like we rarely see from the Vietnamese racing star DINH KIET. I think like if the table is open, KIET can punish you from anywhere. But in this match here against the Cup Ping Chung, I think after this strike, you're gonna take his rhythm to make a chance for a strong comeback. Oh, he can turn a lost rack into a masterpiece in the seconds. And here he begin with the first point. Now the turn of the coping phone break. Well, this time he made, wow, 4 balls in a round. We could see he put a lot of force on his break for this one. What a break from the little Cole. Wow. But the two is still challenge him with a thin cut shot. Wow. What a shot from Ke Ping Chung. He made it imperfectly for the pink. But it seems it still take another very, very thin cut shot here to open the 5. Wow. Cannot be better for Cole. He keep play it just up and down, but I think this is a good position. At least he made the 5. And now just 2 ball left. I think this is the too basic pattern for little Cole to take it. One rail. And then, well, we choose to play 2. Securing the position into the bumblebee. He just finished the rack as nothing happened. Well, he make a scratch for the strike. I feel like it's right on the boat, this guy, but if you look closely at his body language, you don't see a player who is back in the match. You see a player is still searching for himself. You have to be honest, like he's playing Thai, but not painting the table. He's just trying to survive against the world champion like Ke. You cannot just survive. You have to detect And to this match, I would say it's like just one side. Always just keep mapping out, calculating the angle, prepare for the shot as the routine, and then he make it. And I would say it has become a one-side affair here. Even I hate to say it, but you know, Goping Chung is just too good. And the fights seem to have drained out of DINH and KIET. You can look at his face. It's by a hurry. I think there is no fire we expect from him. He's essentially going through the motions. Coping Chung is just still with his fundamental and experience for years, over years, just like a big mountain too high, undefeated. But what we are talking about here is the mental gap has become the canyon. It feels like the results is now a foregone conclusion. And he's Vietnamese guy just waiting for the final right to end this frustrating frustration. The spark has gone out. And we're gonna come back to the right that Ke Ping Chung is breaking. We're gonna figure it out the way he break, how he deliver the cue ball on his break. Well, he made it the same. 3 ball in the round. Another two, which is too open for him. Or a break from Ke Ping Chung. I think he's gonna go for it for the two, but he's calculating something here. I think he's gonna send the cue ball go through about like 4 rails. Wow. It just make it scroll to not here. Look at the cue ball. It doesn't, but well, I see like it seemed close to straight for 3 into the side pocket here. He gonna play a follow through to get the position for the 6. Why couldn't it be better for him with this angle? He gonna go for the 2 rail, or he gonna just draw it back? The 2 rail and bounce to the center of the table. It's a textbook precision here on the replay. Well, that could not be easier from Ke Ping Chung with a commanding lead. Now the turn for the Vietnamese guy. They just make a dry break. And the 1 is, I think, like it's open. But the 2 is struggling. Sticky behind the 8. We need to look at this. The way like the world champ would solve this table. Well, he decided to play safety here. Not perfect. Coping through. Wow, what a safety shot here. He tried to make the bumblebee, but it didn't make it work. Just a little bit more speed for the cue ball. And Koping Chung is trying to secure the 2 ball behind 6. Now it's the really a bet of a safety. If you just miss it, you're gonna pay it back at the second in a second. Because yeah, the bumblebee is just right in the corner pocket, and what's all we need is just the perfect combination with the ball in hand. And that's the way. Wow, he just missed it. And I'm not sure what Koping Chung gonna go for the combination. Absolutely. With no doubt. To close the game. In the 7-1. And he gonna need one more rack to get in the hill. Wow. Cannot be easier for Koping Chung at this kind of match. His opponent seemed to early accept the game as that results. You know, it's gonna be so tough facing with a champion. This break and run or not, Koping Chung is fully focused on his break. But this time, I think it just made it too thin on the Zello. I think like Koping Chung doesn't need to play his absolute peak to close this out today. It's just like sticking to the game plan, maintaining his discipline, and letting the match take its course. But it seemingly, frankly, the frustration come being formed. DINH and KIET has become Christus early. Seem like he doesn't forcing any risky shots. Just simply waiting that the table and his opponent collapse under its own weight. Cover still detail in his safety shot. Well, he just made it. I think he wanted to target under the 8. The Vietnamese player here is stuck in a circle of unforced arrows, and Ko is happy to let the clock run. But you know, it's incredible tough, incredibly tough to maintain the composure when you feel like you can't buy a break, especially against the world-class operator like Chu. But you know, sometimes it's a massive learning moment through test of character. On one of those days when nothing seemed to be right, Coping Chung is just on his tempo, in his rhythm, and just try to make it best in every single shot here. Wow, just made it perfect combination and keep the cue ball under his control. I think the Vietnamese guide right now, the real question isn't about saving the rack, but it's about the bigger pictures, how he process this, how does he bounce back, because we could see a lots of perfect stroke here from Ko Ping Chung. This mark will likely become a defining chapter in his development once he looks back on his career and breaks down what went wrong today. When he have chance facing the two-time world 10-ball champion Ko Ping Chung. While it cannot be better for Ko Ping Chung in this match to get the hill 8-1 and then waiting another chance to close the match and finish the day with the one title for Asian Pool Championship and secure the win into the winner rack. Is leading for duo champion in this event. he still cannot figure it out how to break. Just give her little curl an open table here. I think he gonna close this match by this rack. He's just mapping out the table as a habit. I think it's a good habit and I need it if you want to clear it out. You just cannot play with your emotion. But you need to define where is the key shot that you need to take more effort in it and find a way to solve the problems on the table. And that's why we can see this consistency ability from Ke Ping Chung. You're gonna go for the combination here. Wow, he just overcut it. The turn is back to Vietnamese player DINH and KIET. He's still finding a way, and he don't want to make the 3 full as before. He made it. Wow. Ke Ping Chung close to the win and finish the day with this perfect. Only 3 ball left, and I think he could have a shake hand to finish this final rack. Congratulations for Ke Ping Chung for the first win in the 9 ball after finishing his journey into the 10 ball, and now he just secured the win into the winner bracket here. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna see you guys back tomorrow morning on the loser side, and then thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe to keep watching the tournament for the last 2 days. See you tomorrow and have a good night.